Cool.
And then I'll tell Steve about his next week.
Excellent. Okay, then.
And unfortunately, Steve isn't here, because if Steve was here, this would all make a little bit more sense.
Oh, is
But
the
right now,
crow
you
the
guys are
messenger
like-
of Hades? Tell me it's the messenger of Hades.
Yeah.
Didn't he mention something about crows?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Since you guessed it, I will tell you. Yes, the crow was a messenger of Hades.
See, so he's got some.
He's got some brains, right?
What hasn't been.
Well, in Chrissy's
He
character
so
knew
in
it
awe of
was
the
it
crow
was
being here
celestial.
is why he
but-
hasn't talked.
Yeah. Crow got your tongue.
Yeah, it was kind of funny that Chrissy cast Speak with Animals. That was pretty funny. But then I'm like, well, it's not really actually saying anything. If it wanted to talk to you, it would.
Just calling the door of like, caw.
Caw.
If a cat could speak, what would it say? Meow.
Food. Where's my food, asshole?
Where's my food, asshole? Clean up my shit!
Exactly. Come start scooping the box so I can stare at you while I poop.
Oh my gosh.
So do
Why
we
do
find
you
it?
steal my poop?
yeah. What do you keep doing with all that?
So I will tell you guys that, you've searched this place as thoroughly as you know how. However, the vault that had your weapons in it, you probably wouldn't have found without the crow helping you. So you think that it's possible, maybe even likely, that there are other hidden areas that you may not be able to find, but higher ups in the guild in Alondria, perhaps, maybe there's certain passwords or something. There might be some relics still or something in here that they could retrieve. But
we're tapped out.
Yeah, you guys have searched this place top to bottom at this point.
So our next step then is to go to where the mythal is. Am I right?
Well, you didn't find it.
Explore the city some more.
Yeah.
Okay.
You think it would have been in here somewhere, but you didn't find it.
Okay.
It seems to be very well hidden.
All right.
Well then, if this was the work of a necromancer, Idunn, is there nothing you can do to know whether or not the dead walk this earth?
Well, I mean, the dead do walk Primordia, but whether or not they were created here, that's really more a Hades thing than a Primordia thing. I mean, obviously they were here. Whether or not the people who were here were created into more of them.
Yes. Sadly, the cleric has taken a vow of silence. As Mahmoud gestures jubilantly from the corner. Okay. Well, now what?
I don't know. We'd want to go back. It's several month journey back, isn't it?
Yeah.
Idunn will not let us go back to Elandria, considering we're also really close to where she wants to go. Read
Well, I mean, we can. Can we
Elfland.
make the portal back, or does you need someone else's knowledge? Or is it like you set it down, you pull the cord, and it just?
Yeah, no, they have to build a portal on this end. It's just like the secret component that they need.
Well, then, might as well check out parts of the city that might be some fighting. Maybe there's a church if there's related to undead.
Would I be able to do a knowledge religion check to know what churches would have been in this city?
Sure. Okay. So there was a temple to Ion. There was one to Primordia. There was one to Pestra. And what's the other one? They also had a temple to Imora for all the good it did them.
Huh. Well then, do we check churches? Isceau has never, not too many undead at sea. They don't float very well.
But they also don't need to breathe, so there's probably more of them than you realized.
What waits in the depths terrifies
right.
us all. Hey. So, to a church? To other parts of the city? To the other gate?
Yeah,
So
let's start by checking out the gates.
Canvass the city?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's get this grassroots campaign off the ground.
So you're checking the other gates? Is that the plan?
Just start walking through the city, I guess? Like
Yeah.
other parts we haven't seen? Or what, guys?
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
I think so.
So what are you doing?
I'm kind of at a loss of what direction to go. I'm open to whatever. I don't feel like I have a lead, so.
But yeah, let's start canvassing the city.
I mean,
Maybe some people
Idunn is
pop
willing
up.
to canvass the city if that's what Isceau really wants, but she feels like that we've gathered really all we're going to gather here, and we should make a decision whether we're going through the portal or we're going to visit her parents. Obviously, she's casting her vote for visiting her parents first because it's kind of there.
Well, you guys have not done what you were sent here to do. I will tell you that.
But
'Cause you guys
what we
would all
were
know
sent
that.
here to do was to set
Yeah,
up a
Matt.
portal.
No, you were sent here to find out what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mass would make that clear to everybody. We still don't know what's going on. We need to figure that out before we go anywhere.
I mean,
Well,
part
I
of it
feel
was,
like-
was setting up a portal, but I mean, that's off the table now because there's no city here anymore. Right? I
We'll
told you
definitely
that.
make it to your
That's
parents, Idunn. Maybe you can call them. Find that crow, send for help.
So what are our options then? Go through the portal? Something about other churches we want to go check out?
Just the other gates, or
The
I
other-
was just thinking necromancy might not like the holiness that is a church. Maybe that's just an old wives' tale.
The gate seems obvious. Let's go to the gate. Let's go through the gate on the other side of the gate, or portal, whatever you call it, and see what's in that city. Maybe
No, I
there's
meant the gate, like here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's multiple gates here. We can
Town.
see if
Oh.
anything's going on.
Is there any way we can track? Can we tell? Was everybody going in the same direction, or is it just tracks everywhere?
Yeah, it's not. You can't really track them in the city. It'd be
Okay.
pretty hard.
Okay, so there's no lead there.
I mean, there'll be tracks everywhere, going everywhere.
Okay. Did we miss a clue or something? I don't think so. Did we really get anything?
Let me see.
Can I buy a vowel? Something? I'll trade an inspiration for a clue, Lex.
Okay. Maybe think about things that could have happened, and if those things happened, what signs there might be. I mean, I have one clue I could give you, but it would really give it away.
Okay.
So I would like to go through the other portal, but I definitely want to check out more of the city in general before we do anything else. Because who knows, we may turn a corner and there may be a pile of corpses.
Cool.
Maybe they've been... There might be like a sacrifice on the other side of this block.
Yeah.
So... or maybe the other gates on the south side of the city, if we came through the north, are blown to pieces. Who knows? So I definitely vote for at least going through the city, if not canvassing it proper. Gotta find us some clues, gang.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mass is going to go to the rooftop of the buildings so he can get a better angle as he's going through. And yeah. Acid's going to the roofs.
Okay.
Did you say mastig? Did I hear mastig?
So you get to the roof, and the first thing that you notice is it's very quiet in the city now. You don't hear any orcs or giant orcs, whatever they were. Occasionally you hear the sounds of like a wild animal or crows or something like that, but that's it. You do see some smoke here and there. Looks like from fires that might be about a day old. About the time you guys went into the guild house.
Let's go to the smoke. There's clues there.
Sounds reasonable.
All right. So as you guys travel through the city, you see more recent signs of battle. It looks like those things that you saw that looked like giant red orcs went rampaging through here and fought the orcs that you saw, presumably. But you find some corpses.
Yeah, corpses.
You find, and they're all monsters. They're large humanoid creatures. If someone has some kind of relevant thing they could roll to know what they are, I can tell you what they are.
Nature?
Sure.
I was going to say I can roll knowledge nature because...
Okay. You recognize some troll bodies, Iorek.
Are trolls humanoids? Would I know that?
They're giants. They're a type of giant. Yeah. And also some ogres.
Now, are ogres humanoids?
They're a giant type as well. Yeah.
Because I need humanoid blood to fuel my conjure lesser demon spell. That's why I ask. And they have to be killed within the past 24 hours.
Yeah, well, if these were killed by those orc things, it was more than 24 hours ago at this point. But yeah, so it looks like they killed the other things that were in the city pillaging, but you don't see any orc bodies, and you don't see any bodies of the orc demon things. Although you do see a couple of those sticky pools that they leave behind when they die.
And we don't see any tracks that their bodies were dragged off or anything?
No, not any like blood trails or anything like that.
So then they just kind of disappeared.
Yeah, it seems like it.
Well, I am going to shoot one of the troll bodies with my Wand of Wonder.
Okay.
3.
That's the spirit.
I enlarge the target if I had cast Enlarge Reduce.
Okay. So now there's an even bigger troll corpse.
Spooky.
Yeah, you're tracking your charges, right, Dwayne?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's just one today. I'm going to get my D8. Try with D8.
Clever.
I'll just my huge D8.
Wow.
There's definitely
No,
more
it
than
is.
more than two parties involved here. There are the civilians, the red orcs, and the monster orcs.
And
Also
giants.
yeah.
And giants as well. Do we assume the orcs and the giants were on the same side, or do we not? Did we see anything like that? I don't think so.
I mean, I'm just making the off-the-cuff assumption that orcs and giants are in cahoots, but that's completely unfounded.
Yeah, we never didn't see it, so
I'll tell you with your role, Dwayne, you know that it's not unheard of for orcs and trolls and giants to team up.
I guess I was just having a Lord of the Rings moment there. They were all on the same side. Well done.
Well, someone did say Mountain Doom earlier.
You guys, at this point, you are fairly close to the wall, the outer wall of the city. So if you wanted to search the other gates, you're probably somewhat close to one of them.
Yeah, definitely like to see the other gates, whether or not they've been sieged.
Investigate. I'll help you. Isceau.
Isceau.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do the investigate thing, and we'll just have some time go by.
Boom.
This is kind of dragging. All right. So you guys search the city some more. You go and find the other gates, and you don't really find anything else very illuminating until you go to the western gate. And you go outside of the western gate, and it's very, very obvious. Like, you don't need to be a ranger to see this, that a large host of people left by the western gate and went west out into the wilds. The ground is just totally trampled, and you do see, some somewhat discernible footprints here and there. Some of them are, like booted humanoid feet, and then some of them are bare humanoid feet.
What is west?
West ultimately is the coast, but somewhere between here and the coast is the Great River, which is a very large river that goes to Alondria to the north, and then goes far, far south. But other than that, there's not really anything.
To see to the west, but that's for a different day. Well, there's your clue. There's your lead, if not by a giant metal chain. There was some kind of exodus. But we're like when you say that there are like bare feet, are they like human feet, or are they like big orc feet? Or is that not something?
They vary. You see various sizes, anything from what looks like it could be a human child to, something that's obviously much bigger than a human. It must be maybe an orc or something like that, or an ogre.
Is there anything we could roll to know if the tracks were from the living or the dead?
Yeah, that would be survival. It's probably going to be fairly difficult.
Maybe they're orc slavers leading them through some wastes.
I'm not very good at survival. I really should have picked survival over knowledge nature.
Hey, there we go. 22. Look at that. So, Mask, you start examining some of the tracks more closely. And, a lot of them, like, you can't get much because there are just so many people going through here. It's just a mess. But here and there, you find a clear one that you can kind of get some information from. And every one of those that you find, you're fairly sure were made by some kind of undead. Specifically zombies or skeletons. They kind of have like a shuffling, very uncoordinated way that they walk that leaves kind of slightly different looking tracks than a living person would leave. They're not as coordinated.
I informed the rest of the group of my discovery.
Well, man, that that definitely shed some small light on the fact that somebody's taken somebody somewhere.
And since you rolled so high, I'll say that you also find some clear tracks of what looked to be a very large horse, like war horse type horse.
War horse. Okay.
And by the depth of the tracks, you would guess that not only was it a full-on war horse, but it was carrying, assuming it was carrying a human-sized person, that person was in full plate armor. Because it's very heavy. Or maybe it was carrying a small giant. One of the two.
I'm sensing something very Game of Thrones here.
I was thinking the Witch King of Angmar, but
Yeah.
that works too. Well then, you have your lead, Dwayne, I think.
All right. Well, I guess the next thing is to just follow it, I suppose.
Unless there's anything left in town we'd like to check. Which way is your kin, Idunn? I take it not to the west. We couldn't be so lucky. Or they couldn't be so unfortunate, potentially.
Yeah, it's kind of east, southeast is Elven City.
Do we want to go check through the other portal and see that other city if it's got the same signs?
It's also a good thought. Did we ever know what city that one led to?
No.
Did we ever find that out? No.
No.
So I don't know where that would be. Hopefully it's not that Elven City where Idunn's parents live.
There's no portal to the Elven City.
Oh, well, that would explain why
Yeah.
you didn't just take a portal there.
Yeah.
So,
I say we should at least go and find out what the other city is.
as long as
More
we're here.
information to give the guild later.
Well, if there's a massive quantity of tracks that look like they're leaving this way, odds are they came from that city through the portal this way, not the other way. So they're just going to
don't
get
you think
farther and
they get-
farther. And if they hit the river, there's a chance they're heading for Alandria to begin with. So we should probably go that way.
I could definitely see where, like, the host, as I guess, let's just assume there is a horde, would attack the first city. They would use the undead from that one to overwhelm this one, and then walk their way out. That makes a lot of sense to me.
Mm-hmm. But wouldn't we still want to at least know what the other city is so we can let the guild know? So they can possibly close that portal down at Alandria?
But then we run the risk of Alandria being overrun with absolutely no warning. And how do we know that a similar thing hasn't happened in the months that we've been traveling, that the portals are not all down there besides the one connecting there to here?
Yeah, because there's no reason, but there's also no reason that this horde wasn't here 2 weeks ago. If wild animals have already overrun the city, then they could have come and gone a month ago while we were on the road coming from the other direction.
Our main goal is to figure out what happened to the portal, right?
Or what
Yes.
happened to the city. Yeah.
So what's our best course of action to figure that out? To go through the portal or to follow these tracks? Well, I hate to say it, but I don't think the elf family thing is really related to that. But I could be wrong.
There's also the chance that we could go to the elves and they could potentially help us build a portal to Alandria because we have the connector stone. But
That's actually not a bad thought. If we go there and they build it, then they get a portal and we get to go back to Alandria quickly.
Well,
I'm on board that one.
remember, historically, the elves have refused to build portals to human cities. So
Oh,
I'm not
which is
saying
why
that
there's
you
not
couldn't.
already one.
I'm not saying that you couldn't convince them.
Yeah.
Your characters
Hey.
would know that they've
Okay.
refused in the past. So
hey,
it would
elf
be,
friends, there's at least 2 decimated cities, which what we're going to assume is some kind of great undead host and maybe a necromantic lord that may be going to Alandria. Hey, we need to get back. You know any masons? Point us towards the nearest Arcadian dwarven encampment, please. Hey, look, I'm saying relevant things, Lex. How about we make a stop through the portal on our side, check out how wrecked that city is, maybe find out what city it is, come back, then I'm kind of on board the, hey, elves, can you build a portal? There's shit going down train. But Isceau likes to convince people of things.
Oh, you know what? There's an important piece of information I should give you, Mask, which is how old the tracks are.
Yeah.
There we go.
The tracks, let's see, let me think. The tracks are about 5 days old, you would estimate.
Damn.
And you guys have been here going on 3 days at this point.
So if we would not have stayed the night with those damn kobolds, celebrating Cold Boxing Day, we may have made it in time.
Would have ran right into an army of undead.
Yeah. So
basically, they've got a day or two head start on you.
But they're zombies, so they're slow, and us on horseback would still catch up with them pretty quick, even if we did the detour inside the
yeah,
portal.
and even a human army travels more slowly than a small group of people.
4 or 5 people. Yeah, I'd definitely like to at least find out what city that portal goes to. Maybe it'll take us to a point somewhere that is closer to Alondria, though unlikely.
Or the Elven City.
There is no place closer to Alondria or the Elven City. This is the closest one to both.
Oh.
If I remember the facts that Lex gave us correctly.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, well.
Which is probably why they attacked this one.
Last. They came through to speed up the horde and, get yourself some more minions.
Recruits.
I mean, honestly, I would like to follow the horde, assuming it is a horde. Let's just call it a horde for now. The host. I would like to go through the portal. I would like to maybe check out the elves, but honestly, that's on my back burner.
Yeah, I want to go through
like
the portal too.
I like the thought.
I like the idea of the portal invested myself as well.
Well, it's not like we're going to live our lives on the other side, hopefully.
The last 10 minutes of them, maybe.
Yeah. So, let's take a walk through the wild side.
All right, so you're going through the portal?
I think that's the
Yeah.
majority.
All right. So you step through the portal into this other city. Right away, you notice it is much warmer here. Seems to be maybe in a tropical area. And indeed, as you step through the portal, you smell the smell of salt water. And you start looking around the city and quickly find that it is much the same as King's Folly. It is abandoned. There are no people. There are no bodies. It seems like it's been abandoned even longer than King's Folly was. It's starting to get overgrown a bit, and there are a lot more wild animals and creatures than there were in King's Folly.
So you say we smell salt water. Has Isceau ever been here? As a man of the coast, as a ship's merchant guard.
The ship that you were on, like what? It was a merchant ship?
It was it was like kind of like a privateer. They were an anti-pirate ship, but they're not like a peacekeeping body. They were like they fought pirates because pirates sometimes stole good shit, and then they stole stuff from pirates.
Okay, so I'm gonna say that in this day and age, there's not a lot of trade or whatever done by ship, and most of it that is done, they tend to kind of stick close to the coast and go up and down the coast. So this, you have the sailor background, so I will say that you are certain you've never been here before, and the salt air actually smells different enough that you think you are very far from Alandria, maybe on the other side of the ocean, or maybe on a completely different ocean.
Oh wow. Okay.
Now, what time of the day is it?
Here. Is it like hours different? Yeah, that's a good thought.
Yeah, it would be. So it would be earlier in the day, we'll say.
Further,
Okay.
very further to the west.
Indeed.
Aren't portals magical? Fine. Well,
Or I'm sorry, it's later in the day. I'm backwards.
further to the east.
Yeah, there we go. There we go.
Magical.
So it's getting close to nighttime then?
Yeah.
Is there an equivalent of, if we look around here, is there the equivalent of a guild hall around this city?
Yes. Yes.
I think we should start there. Maybe
Yeah.
they left us a clue or something.
Okay. So you find it's actually off of this square, just like in the other two cities you guys have been to. This guild hall is a bit smaller than King's Folly was. It looks a little bit more run down, not as well maintained. And,
I did have one question before we went into the guild hall.
Mhm.
Because we would have been in the portal area. What did the other portals in this city look like? Were they exploded as well, or was it just with just the one left? Or
Yeah, good question. All of the other portals in this city are melted, except for the one that you just came through.
Well then.
Okay. It's interesting.
So the guild hall, it's a very similar scene. Obvious signs that there were battles here, stains that once were pools of blood, things like that, but no bodies.
Is there
Also-
a crow flying around?
No. It also looks like it was looted in the same way. Now, are you guys just kind of doing like a cursory glance, or are you going to do a thorough search here as well? Or are you just kind of taking a look and then going back through the portal?
I was kind of personally on the just take a look and then get
Okay.
back through.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
Find
speak
out what the
not
name
for
of the
group.
city is.
Yeah, from what you can see, it looks like a very similar story here to King's Folly.
Okay. Any signs of what the name of the place might be or anything else like that to report back? And
Yeah. Let me find it here. It would probably be on the front of the guild hall. Probably say the whatever chapter or something like that.
okay, yeah.
Yeah, if it's anything like Mason halls, probably
Yeah.
at least has a number or something.
Oh, where is my list of names? It is called Zorlus.
Zorlus.
Here, I'll type it.
Does Isceau know where Zorlus lies? Sao?
It's on the east coast of the continent. So the opposite side of the continent that you guys are on.
Mm.
Quite far.
Wow. Cool.
Interesting.
But it is not a city that Alondria trades with. So there was no portal from Alondria to Zorlus.
It's interesting thinking about, if the host is going to Alondria, why not just go through Alondria's portal that was at King's Folly? If that was a thought. Well, unless so many got through and they just turned the thing off. Kind of, because I assume they can do that.
Or they're trying to raise an army big enough to take out Alondria. Maybe their force isn't quite large enough to take on Alondria's military yet.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to fight Alondria. For the reason that the Coralocus is there, if nothing else.
Not to mention the Brothers of Shadows or whatever it's called.
There's a lot of bullshit. There's a lot of bullshit in Alondria. I wouldn't want to piss that place off.
And they can dance like motherfuckers.
Yeah. So,
The Shadow Walker order is there.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking of.
Would we like to look around more, or would we like to go back?
I don't know. I don't know.
I'm fully fine with just going back.
Yeah, me too.
And then,
With how long it's been, I don't think we're going to find anything here that's going to point us in a direction other than we already need to go. So
yeah, we've got the name.
So here's the real question. Do we want to head towards Alondria and warn them that there is a giant horde of undead that is probably heading towards their city, or go to the elves and see if we can potentially get reinforcements for the city? Either way, it's a 2-month journey. One is more of a risk than the other.
Yeah, I think the thing that's going to tip my scale personally is Isceau kind of playing into a bond there, just because otherwise I'm like fine with doing both. Is I'm loyal to the Adventurers Guild first, everything else second, and so going straight to Alondria, reporting back and trying to save that is more important to him than taking that chance.
The first thing they're going to ask is who's coming, and we won't have any answer.
The elves aren't going to know.
Yeah, so we should follow that trail and try and do some recon.
Yeah, definitely follow the trail is what I mean. See it, and then hopefully get back to Alondria first. Yeah, I'm totally up for that.
So yeah, let's head back to the other city and then start following that trail.
Okay.
I agree.
That sounds correct to me.
All right, so you're going back through the portal to King's Folly?
Yes.
All right. Are you going to leave the portal open or on, or however you want to say it? Or are you going to deactivate it?
I mean...
Going to deactivate it.
I mean, you just mean like turn the switch, right? Not blow it up?
Right.
Yeah, sure. Why not? If somebody wants back through, hopefully they, you know.
Okay. So you turn it off?
Yep.
Okay.
Hold on.
So you got a few hours back coming back, so it's probably not quite evening-ish yet. So you could get started and travel for a few hours, or you could wait for the next morning.
Time is a wasting.
Yeah, no reason to waste. Let's go.
Yeah.
All right.
You'll see your parents, Idunn, but the guild calls.
Probably not before she dies if we're going back.
Well, then you'll see them in the next life.
That is assuming you believe in a next life. I
See,
believe
if
we are
Steve
all
were
born
here
to
right
Primordia.
Steve would have something very comforting to say about Hades and whatnot, but I don't know
Yeah,
what that
I
would be.
You should just
It'd be
Steve,
something off the cuff funny.
you should just leave like a little note. If something related to death happens, open this section and read aloud, and then discard.
Yeah.
In
be
case
great. We
of
should all do
death,
that.
break glass and read note. All right. So you guys are taking off.
Yep.
After the trail.
On the road again.
As you guys travel away from the city, you do come upon another site of destruction. You see the plants in this area have all died and rotted in like a almost perfect circle. And in the middle of this circle, there are some of those nasty pools of ichor that those orc things left behind. And you find a couple dead ogres. Basically ripped to pieces.
Maybe the undead need to feed.
Yeah.
Idunn, is this place desecrated in some horrible fashion?
Divine sense.
Okay. It's not so much desecrated, but you do know that the death of the plants and whatnot happens around demons. So demons kind of, when they're around, just living things tend to grow sick and die around them. So if you had any...
Would I know if that was because of the orc ichor?
Yeah.
Those ones?
Yeah, you're pretty sure those orc things are some kind of demon that you've never heard of. Because, that's kind of how demons go when they're killed on this plane.
Well, not to mention my fiery blade seems super effective.
Yeah, that's true. They were very vulnerable to your smite. So you guys travel for a few hours before it gets dark, and I'm assuming you're going to make camp and not travel through the night. I mean, you could travel through the night. Remember, it doesn't get totally dark here. It's more like twilight.
I mean, the dead do not sleep. But at what point do the horses kill over, and do we?
Yeah.
Well, there's rules for
figure
that. Forced march rules, which we've never used.
So we can have a stack of exhaustion.
Oh, yeah.
Yay. Disadvantage on most. Well, yeah. Long rest sounds agreeable. I've got old Captain Helter's fantastic forecastle. So I just like saying fantastic forecastle.
I think sandcastle.
No, that would be the mansion. That'd be the mansion one. This is just Lehman's tiny hut.
Oh, okay.
Full size, that could be the sandcastle. Sure. Longu restu.
Okay.
Which means I get my last hit die back. Otherwise,
Neat.
Well, I won't get that other hit dice back until Lex says we made it through the night thoroughly.
Yes, you'll make it through the night.
Okay. I was going to be just absolutely destroyed if I couldn't get that last hit die back.
Let's see.
We still have our potions too.
I don't know what we have. I missed I missed the majority of the loot. I should probably look at that.
Okay, here's what I was looking for. So, are you trying to catch whatever it is you're tracking, or just follow them?
Well, I didn't match up to them. We want to find out who they are.
Okay, so
I mean,
to
we
do
don't want to
that,
crash into it.
Right.
you can travel at a fast pace instead of a normal pace. And the downside of that is you get a -5 penalty to perception to notice like ambushes or dangerous things because you're moving so fast.
Sounds terrifying, but agreeable. I mean, we have to make up time for the fact that we sleep and they probably don't.
Yeah.
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 Fast.
And the
Come,
fact that they
Shadowfax.
had a couple days.
Yeah. Shadowfax, show us the meaning of haste.
And then there's also the forced march thing, which I haven't found yet. If you guys want to do that, which is where you travel more than 8 hours per day. Why is that not right here with everything else? Because that would be too easy. Maybe that's a DMG thing.
It's probably a DMG thing.
Well, I guess
Sounds
first
kind of
let me know if you want to do that. And if you do, then I'll find it.
Forced march? I don't think we want to go that far, do we?
No.
I don't think we want to go that far.
Not yet. If we come across like a burning town,
Yeah,
maybe.
we're bound to come across something, right? Or spot them. I mean, I don't know if we can. But I guess we'll have a -5 for perception check, but we're looking for them and we're following them.
Yeah. And it's not.
I mean, as long as it's relatively open terrain, we should spot or hear them. I don't know.
I mean,
No.
they won't have cooking fires or anything like a normal army. But hopefully they don't have any. Well, they're not covering their trail, probably. I mean, everything's trampled. So we will probably find them before they even think of us.
Did they
I am
seem
worried-
especially fast when you fought them? You guys happen to remember? Did they move faster than normal, or
What, undead? We didn't find any, did we?
no? Those big red guys.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I'm sure
All
they
right.
would be hampered by the undead, but with the thought that if they have a necromancer, assuming it's a host of undead with a necromancer, hopefully they aren't like scrying for people coming after them.
Well, we can hope that. It's good. It's good to hope.
Yeah. It's good to have hope.
Yeah.
All right. So I looked it up, but honestly, the mechanics don't really matter. Just, remember they have 1 or 2 days head start on you. And like has been mentioned, they don't sleep. So
Maybe we do need to do a forced march then. Let's drive these horses till they die.
And we get a burst of speed, but then when the horses are gone, we get nothing.
well, horses actually don't have any impact on your travel pace long distances.
Oh.
Well,
So
The fuck are the use of horses then?
that you can carry more gear and stuff.
Oh.
But yeah, riding a horse long distance isn't really any faster than walking long distance. Now, if you're going a short distance, then they're a lot faster.
Well then.
just feels good on your taint.
From what I've heard, no, it doesn't. It really doesn't.
Nah.
But I think as long as you have horses, it would be the horses dealing with the forced march and the exhaustion and whatnot, and not so much you guys. I mean, if you go like days without sleep, then yeah, you'll be making rolls. But, if you're just saying, because the way the forced march is after 8 hours, it's forced march, and you basically make a roll every hour and it gets harder every hour. So, you know,
And
it's
if you
not like
fail,
an
you get a
all or
level of
nothing.
exhaustion, right?
Yeah, and it's not an all or nothing. It's not like you force march and you can force march for an hour, see how it goes, and then another hour. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we could.
We're gonna have to push it, I guess.
Yeah.
We're assuming they're not sleeping and they got a 2 days head start. We got to push it somehow. Could expeditious retreat for an hour, however long that lasts.
Gotta push it to
Hold
the
on.
limit.
Push it to the limit.
But isn't that just one person?
Yeah, that's what I was just looking up. I was wondering if you could cast it at a higher level slot and affect 4 horses. Because it is a level 1 spell. I have up to a 3. I have 2 3s actually. Non-expeditious retreat. Nope. Range of self. It only lasts 10 minutes anyway. Although I could do it 2, 3, 4. Let's see, 5. I could do it 9 times. So I could get triple movement for an hour and a half.
So
Useful.
the force march, when you fail that roll, you get a level of exhaustion. And when you sleep, when you do a long rest, you lose 1 level of exhaustion. So if you wanted to be super conservative, you could force march until one of the horses fails and then take your long rest. And then the next day, the horse is no worse off. But if you keep going beyond that first level of exhaustion, then they only lose 1 every rest. So then it would take multiple days of rest for that horse to be back to 100%.
Well then, yeah. Let's snag at least a single force march roll.
Yeah.
I mean, there's almost literally no downside.
Go till
Yeah.
they fail one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have each of you roll for your horse. They get a +1 bonus. It's a Constitution save, and the DC for the first hour of force march is 11.
And do they have any kind of a plus to the roll?
+1.
Okay. Made it.
Oh, come on!
It's 11, so I don't have the +1 in there. So.
Oh, so it is
well
11.
then,
Cool.
you
So
succeed.
Okay.
there's an extra hour.
All right.
Next
So-
check is 12.
Next
So
check is 12. Yep. Same roll.
No,
Fail.
then it's failed. I mean, I'll roll it just for why not.
Right.
All right.
Right on it for 12.
For some reason, the heaviest armored person horse can take it just fine.
And wait, and this is the horse. So
My horse is extra happy because my blade makes animals happy, so that contentedness makes it less
There you go.
prone to exhaustion.
the first one is just disadvantage on ability checks. So we might as well keep going until we hit 2 because that's when their speed is halved.
Okay.
Sure, but then... Oh, yeah,
I don't think anybody would even notice the horse's exhaustion level until we hit the reduced speed anyway.
Yeah. So let's
Yeah,
try
that's a
another
good point.
So now
Unless
we're at
you
DC
are like
13.
trained in animal handling or something.
DC 13 now.
Yep.
Yikes.
Oh.
Your horse is dead.
my horse turns an ankle,
Yeah.
All right.
splits a shoe.
So does anyone have a horse with 2 levels of exhaustion at this point?
Boom.
You do? Okay.
Yeah, issue.
Okay. So
Yeah.
Nathan,
That's
maybe make a note somewhere that your horse is going to have 1 level of exhaustion because you're going to take a long rest and everybody else's horse will be
Sure.
fine after
But
that.
the DC will go back down.
Yeah, because you're going to rest. So that day you got 3 extra hours in.
Could a cleric use
Conceivably.
guidance? No, it's a saving throw.
Oh.
Resistance, right?
I mean,
Yeah, but that only lasts for like a round, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, I guess you're
I
right.
think.
Yeah.
Unless it lasts for an hour, I don't think it would help.
now a cleric could cast something that reduces exhaustion. I'm sure something does that.
Yeah.
Lesser restoration, probably. What's up, dog? What's up
Dog
with you?
doing dog stuff.
Yeah, she's just sitting here doing her doggity doggity thing.
Yeah, it doesn't
What do you-
say under exhaustion, so it would probably say under the spell. But I would guess lesser restoration might do it.
Not that any of us know.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
double check that because I can cast Lesser Restoration.
Oh, yeah.
Nope, sorry. It
No.
can end either one disease or one condition. The condition to be blinded, deafened, paralyzed, or poisoned.
Okay. All right. So you guys camp for the night, and nobody bothers you.
Oh, greater restoration does though. That's a 5th level spell.
There you go.
Ooh, that removes a single level of it too. Value.
Wow.
Is there any chance we're going to catch up to them, or does something else happen this next day?
Well, nothing happens at night. I'll tell you that.
Okay. Alrighty.
Thanks to Captain Helter's fantastic forecastle, I'm sure.
So let me see. Figure this out here.
Now that brings up kind of a question to me. You know, you have these. D&D has these rules like you need to get an 8-hour rest. And if you don't get your rest, you don't get your stuff back. But then there's a spell that just makes it so you can get an 8-hour rest anyway. So it's kind of
What spell are you talking about?
Liam's tiny hut.
No, that just gives you a safe place to rest.
Yeah, well, effectively gives you a rest. I mean, you don't have to worry about being disrupted, right?
Well, I mean, it's only a 3rd level spell. There's lots of stuff that can overcome a 3rd level spell.
But yeah, if someone comes
Dispel
along
magic.
with dispel, sure. But if it's just a host of marauders, they can sit there,
Right,
and when 8
right.
hours are up, well,
But I mean,
Shoot
from
arrows
game
at it just to
perspective-
annoy you and keep you up.
I mean, I get it's kind of a
Bang
corner.
on drums.
It's a big part of D&D, but from a game perspective, it's just kind of weird that you would have a rule and then you could just have something you can choose that the rule becomes kind of meaningless. You know?
Well, I don't think it's meaningless
just-
because it still takes 8 hours of time to take that rest. So, if you're in a dungeon, that's 8 hours that they can fortify or bring more people in or surround you or.
Yeah. All right. I guess I kind of just don't get it. Whatever.
And I mean, Nathan had to take that spell. And
yeah, I don't give very many spells. I got rid of Phantasmal Force to make sure I had that. It's a pretty solid spell.
All right. So the next day, everybody's horse is fresh except Nathan's is a little tired. A little bloodshot in the eyes, maybe, but
Yeah.
seems all right. Seems to be keeping up okay. I love the idea of you guys like riding your horses into the ground. I'm digging this.
Ride them until they're glue.
All right, so you guys can start making rolls for that second day.
Whoop.
Well, Nathan got the lemon horse.
Yeah.
But now that's only after like a regular day of travel that we start making the checks, right?
Yep, that's the first hour after 8 hours. Yep. So Isceau's horse failed, so it slows down after that hour. Starts
Poor guy.
looking really tired.
You'll make a very fine adhesive one day.
I was thinking he would make a fine stew.
So that night you make camp on top of a bluff. Well, maybe you don't, but you get to the top of a bluff about the time that, Nathan's horse starts pooping out and you're thinking, man, we better make camp.
Toot, toot, toot.
And you see in the distance a host of something. It's too far to see, but you basically can see this army or whatever it is you're following in the distance, since you're kind of up on this hill. And it's pretty fucking big. It's a lot of people or whatever it is.
Are we moving in the direction of Alondria, by the way? Like, directly, or?
No, you're going west and Alondria is north.
Okay.
You're heading towards that big river.
So unless they're going to put this host on a bunch of trawlers,
Well,
Find
you
out
do
like-
realize that they're undead, so therefore don't really need to breathe. Could just walk up the riverbed.
There could be
Sure.
a fort. There could be a bridge. Is there a bridge?
You don't know.
Okay.
Could be.
yeah, but I mean, I'm just worried about them going to Alondria. I mean, I'm worried about them in general, but yeah.
Is there
Whoever's
anything that's-
controlling them would have to have a bridge or something.
Is there anything that stands out about this horde? Is there anyone riding Oliphants or? Anything like that?
Not that you can see, but again, it's really far. But one thing that does stand out is it's getting dark at this point, and if it were much darker, you wouldn't even be able to see them because it'd be too dark. But you don't see one torch or light among them. It's just this kind of sea of dark forms covering this hill in the distance.
So no campfire tonight. They're gonna see that. They're gonna really spot that.
I mean, it's warm inside the forecastle.
Okay. Is there?
I can make it opaque.
And
Yeah,
are
I
they
was
all
going to
on
say
foot?
you can make it opaque so they wouldn't see it.
Are they all on foot?
You can't really tell. It's too far.
Can't tell. So we got to get closer. All right. Well, I do have invisibility, and it does last for. What is the duration of invisibility? Up to 1 hour. And I can cast it as a 3rd level spell twice and make us all invisible. So I think we should do that. I think we need more intel. Who's with me?
They are really far. Like, it would take you probably 8 hours ride to get where they are now. Like, they're
Okay.
way in the distance.
Okay.
Well, then we rest and come the morrow, catch up with them again.
And you said it's getting near dark.
Yes.
Are they preparing a camp?
You
we can't tell.
watch them for a while, and they seem to still be moving
Okay. they're
away
still
from
going.
you.
All right. Hmm.
Camp time.
All right, you
Camp
guys make
Yeah.
camp.
Camp.
Song. Doo-dah. Doo-dah.
Okay. Make camp.
And the night goes by without incident.
Delightful.
Okay.
And I take it when we wake up, they're nowhere to be seen anymore.
Yes, you are correct. They're gone.
What's the landscape like where we're at?
It's hilly, scattered copses of trees, but mainly grass.
Are we on a road? Or are we just following
No.
their?
Yeah,
no,
you're
they're-
just
they're
following.
going cross country.
Yeah.
Mhm. Well, I mean, we might as well keep following them. I don't know, unless that's good enough for you guys
Yeah.
to go back.
I'd like to
Yeah.
get a little closer. I mean, I could confidently say that yes, we know what happened. There is a host of undead or something rampaging through the countryside, and it totally fucked up a couple of towns.
I'd like to see which way they go when they hit the river. So
Okay, let's keep following them.
Mhm.
Okay. So you ride another day. without incident. And you do notice, occasionally you pass by, stands of trees and whatnot, and it's very quiet. You don't hear, sounds of animals and whatnot like you normally would. Seems very still. But you traveled that day for 8 hours without any problem. Are you going to try to force march again or make camp?
So we haven't caught up to them at all?
No.
This 8 hours?
Well, we got to keep pushing, otherwise they're just
Yeah.
going to keep getting farther away. And that's the whole point of all this thing.
I pass. Yay.
No.
Yeah, it looks like a few of you failed.
Looks like everybody's horse is at one level of exhaustion at the moment.
Okay, one level's no problem.
All right. Hour 2.
Do we want to push it or do we want to?
Yeah, I think.
At
Keep
one
going.
level, we can keep going.
Okay, so now I'm at 2.
Yeah, I'm at 2.
And now I'm going to be
Finally.
at 0.
No, nope, I passed it. Never mind.
Finally, the logical thing happens in my horse at 2 before other people's.
Okay.
My horse gets its second wind. It starts to play 4th edition.
Oh no.
Which wouldn't have something so silly as exhaustion. That's too advanced. Cool. So, the end
So
of
we got
this
2
one,
extra hours in.
do we spot their hindquarters again, or were we just lucky that one time because of the hill, or whatever?
Yeah, you don't see any sign of them.
Golly. Well, sleep time. Do.
Okay.
0 levels of exhaustion. Haha. I'm naming this horse so it dies.
All right, so another night goes without any problems.
And we ride across the land.
Continue on. Check something real quick. Do. Oh, here we go. All right. So you travel that next day. Are you pushing the horses again? Yep. Nathan is. Oh, man. Yeah, the horses are getting worn out, it looks like.
Right.
Yeah, they're pretty burned at this point.
So we grab one last hour.
All right. So that night, you guys sleep, and you have not a great sleep. Kind of disturbing dreams. Nothing specific that you remember the next morning. Just very unsettling dreams, one of those nights. And you wake up in the morning, you're in the shiny dome. And I don't know, who you imagine's the first person up in the morning? Or who was on watch, maybe? The last watch.
I'm only
Idunn?
here.
Okay. So
She likes
Idunn,
mornings.
you're sitting there, enjoying your watch. And it's slowly, the sun rises, or the suns, I should say. And as light comes to the landscape again, you see just past like where you could see in the darkness, surrounding you in a perfect circle, ranks upon ranks of what appear to be skeletons wearing like really crappy, falling apart armor. and it seems you're surrounded by them.
Thanks, tiny forecastle. You have not become our home. You have become our cell.
So as the rest of you wake up, you see this as well.
Oh, fun.
So I guess they'd be what, just beyond 60 feet from the edge of your little dome. It's probably hundreds, at least. It's hard to tell, but you're definitely outnumbered.
Yeah. Well, shit, fam. Now what?
And we'll stop there. Doing the
Awesome.
cliffhanger. Got to do more of that.
How many times can I cast Shatter? Well then, yeah, that's a cliffhanger. Our mighty hero.